Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Mexico City Diablos and the Cleveland Browns. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
14. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Wait, alert. Switch. Check 99.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Here we go. Check. Alert. Slam. 95.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. 11 yards there, first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a second and 13. Fournette running out of the gun. And a second truck move.
Can anyone tackle this guy?
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Deeper.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. On first down, Love. He goes underneath to Drake. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Throwing on first down. Love. And he hits Drake. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Big Geno Atkins here to bring him down. To throw on second down. Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Darren Lee. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17.
Well, that takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. And that is incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Check. Go. On the team. On left.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now Leonard Fournette. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 31, Wilson got a man. It's Brown. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 16 yards, a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages. And they're finding the open holes in the defense.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Ggng, the tight end, but it's going to be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check. Good.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
On third down, Wilson. That's complete right around the 8. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Browns drive about to get started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up, because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Check.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw. Love. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Returnable for Grant. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Quit talking about it and bring it. Where's 52? Black 52. 52's the light.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he will through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Love. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 1st and 10, Love. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Check 43. Watch the eye. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
They'll run with Fournette. Oh, he bowls over it. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. Forced out to his left. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Second and 9 now. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Love. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Running, it's Drake. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Drake. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here I come. Here I come.
From the gun on 3rd down, Love. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he's taken down inside the 30. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Off the play fake. Love. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Now Drake. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A shotgun handoff now. Foster. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Alert. Bang,
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Hey, 14, got it. Here we go again. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Fournette running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Bang out. It's just me and you. Mike Sport. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Now Wilson. This will be caught by Brown. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Fournette. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch the twitch. Check. Big air. Sponge. No. Watch out. Switch.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Check 99. Let's go. 40. Slow down.
Wilson operating from the gun. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Drake will start the drive on the ground. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run with Drake. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 28 yards to gain there on the catch and run. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, Love. He completes this to Sutton. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. A handoff out of the pistol. It's Drake. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Madison, and he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Ready? Mike, right. Yeah, Mike. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go. 58, boys. 58. 58, Mike. Focus, defense, focus.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. It's their quarterback. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, Oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now Fournette. And now running right through it. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike, 380. Check, watch the run, watch the run. 42 to Mike, boy, 42. 42 to Mike. That's trash. Check 9, check 9. We're looking for 19. Check. Hey, watch it. Check 3.
Here's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson finds his tight end Ingram. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Wilson now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Back to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Got it. Check hot route. Hot. Under 10. 10. Check that. One left.
Wilson to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Watch 380. Check 42. Come on. Get ready. Hey, 0. Mike 42.
He's back to throw.
Right
Open man here is Foster. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing now is Wilson. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Let's go, baby.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before. He gets into enemy territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Mexico City.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Being chased out left. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
This is Fournette. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Check. 40. 42 to the mic, boy. 42 to the mic. 14. Check. Say. You got tape right there. Check.
Foster on 2nd down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up.
Hey, 0.
They'll try and run for it with Foster. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Tucker's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The The Cleveland offense ready to go. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Love. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. From the gun, Love. It's complete to Drake. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. This quarterback now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception.